Daddy long that guy. And shout out to Red Light Crew.
Hey, you're one of 12 listeners of the Real Life Podcast.
Yeah, you know what? To define that better, I think the key there is... I just lost my train of thought.
What's up? Episode 126 of the Nation Real Life Podcast. Wanye, Jay, Bagged Milk, Chalmers. We're all in the room. We're all ready to go. And that's how you walk into a podcast, Wanye. You need to intro everyone. You get everyone on the same page. Now when they hear voices, they'll know who's talking. You might have first-time listeners. We have diehard listeners that probably know everyone.
A 14th listener?
There's 12 listeners. There's no more room on the boat. If you weren't here from day one, you're not here on day, what was it, 123?
126.
He just said it.
You know what, Chalmers?
Well, listen to the
I was
intro.
thinking about the show. I wasn't listening to the professional intro. I know who everybody around here is. I checked out.
That was nice. If I wasn't in this room, I could probably picture what the room was like now.
I feel
Bringing
bad for,
people in.
Bad for people who listen to this.
Why?
They're like 126 episodes. You would think these guys would have their shit together 1% more than when they started. We do not.
That intro was a
I'd
start.
give it 1%.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, when we started, it was Gregor and Strudwick, and it was a pro show.
Oh, yeah, downgraded.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, well.
yeah.
Oh, speaking of Struds, he wants to come on.
Oh, no.
Huh?
Are we ready?
I don't know. We got your M-Check here. He can add that level of professionalism that might lure him.
Why would you not be ready for Jason Strudwick?
The last meetings Gregor and Strudwick had with me about the podcast, they came and they were like, Wanye, we quit. I'm like, what? And they're like, that's it. We did it. We did the first season with you. We got you started. We showed you how to do it, blah, blah, blah. You're ready to go. You're on your own. I'm like, I am not ready for anything. And then they said, one day we'll come back on. So I hope that we're ready to receive them as a well-oiled podcasting machine.
So they were the Laddie. They were the Steve Stais to your Laddie Schmid.
Yes.
Think about that. I'm some fucking jerk who doesn't always wear his underwear one day in a row. Sometimes it's two. Chalmers, whatever. Don't judge me.
You told me that you fired him to bring in the A squad, to bring in me.
No, that's not true.
Son of
But
a
imagine
bitch.
starting out a podcast and Gregor and Strudwick are your hosts.
I know.
It's terrifying, man.
I sat in on a couple of those.
It was the scariest thing that ever happened. It was not good. And like to go from 0 to 1,000 right off the hop. So if Struddy's coming back, I hope that we...
He might be one of the easiest people in the world to talk to, though. He'd be...
Oh, just having a conversation.
Just having him in here would be...
Did I do
hell
him
of a lot of
right?
fun.
Did I do a good job while they were gone?
But they won't be
podcast
able to
dope?
tell you. I don't think they listen.
Gregor listens.
Oh, he does?
He does sometimes, and he'll message me shit, and I'm like,
Oh, yeah. The structure police.
oh no. How many times do I need to tell you? Yukon listens. He's like, you guys do not have your plosives even remotely under control.
What is a plosive?
When you go
Plosives.
and right? Is that
Do
it
I do
is?
that a lot?
We're doing our best.
Well, that's not good enough to pros. The Illuminati
Feels
of
like a
Edmonton
shot at
radio.
me, but all right.
No,
It's
no,
like-
no,
it's
no,
like-
no, no.
it's like
Us
when I-
being pros. That's
You don't
like
control how I talk.
Yukon Jack knows not to say a plosive because he went to Yale.
It's kind of like when I go to somebody's house and watch them do their own renovation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I know how he
exactly.
feels now.
Yeah.
God, we must annoy him.
Everybody who knows something finds everybody else annoying at the thing they know about.
Of course.
Yeah.
Right?
Is it because they think that's like, what makes you think you can do what I do?
No, it's like I know 3 things really, really well and don't know everything else in the world personally. And if people are trying to do one of those 3 things, I'm like, you are doing it wrong. And that's how they feel about plosives.
But it's not fun to just stay in your own lane. You got to try different things.
You got to try different things. That's the whole fun of Oilers Nation is you can call up Jason Gregor and beg him to start a podcast for a year and a half before he says yes and then get to do it. That's the whole fun of the whole thing.
That's how long it took?
Oh, buddy, I must have messaged Gregor 24 times. And I've been sweating him to go on his show for 10 years, and he won't let me.
Yeah, I've been busting his balls on that one too.
Before the podcast, I was like, let me come talk on the show for the first time. He's like, nope.
What does he say? What is he just doesn't want?
Nope.
That's it.
Because I had pitched him the idea of like a Nation Minute where we could talk
Yep.
about something that was on the website or something. He's like,
Nope.
yeah, buddy, we'll talk about it. We'll talk
Never.
about it.
Yeah, buddy. We'll talk about it.
Never.
Maybe Dusty
That's
will
your-
be.
I love your
open ears to
JG.
that.
Maybe. I can see Dusty being open to it.
We're going to divide and conquer, put them against each other.
That's
And
right.
Then it's going to be who can provide the bigger favor.
I'll only go on Gregor. I'm Gregor
I've been
till
on Gregor.
death.
I've had the honor of being
Have
on
you?
Gregor's show.
Oh, yeah, where did we go? A long time ago.
Twice. I think twice I've been on Gregor's show.
In the beginning, you went on Gregor's show at the Pint.
Yeah. We
That was
did.
exciting.
Yeah.
Was that a remote he was doing there?
It was live on
He
location.
didn't do too many shows at the Pint.
No.
What were you talking
expensive.
about? Was it Nation?
Yeah, it was nation related. One was a
Golf.
fundraiser thing, which I can't recall. And the other was the launch of Nation Beer 1.0.
Delicious.
Nation Beer 4.0 coming this fall. Maybe.
When's a
Hopefully.
golf tournament?
Oh, that's a nice segue into the golf tournament. Golf tournament is August 29th. We're going to be launching the sale of the golf tournament, the early bird sale, maybe by the end of this week. Just got to get our shit together, get our sponsors confirmed.
That was a good time last year. A really good time.
It is a good time. So
Same place?
Cougar Creek,
Nice.
August 29th, Canadian Brew House, title sponsor. We're going to have our pre-brunch party at the brew house, bus everyone out to Cougar Creek, then bus back to the brew house to...
What was all the stuff that you got? There was that long table you would get there and you would get all your stuff. But then you could buy something. What was
Super
it?
ticket.
Super tickets. What were those again?
So instead of
That was a
doing
good
like
idea.
5,000 raffles for, all these good prizes we get donated by our sponsors, we create what's called a super ticket, which is you pay a one-time fee, which is like $50. It covers your mulligans, and it gives you an entry into all of the prizes. And we'll have
Nice.
like 30 or 40. So
They were good prizes too.
Oh yeah,
Really
Yeah.
good prizes.
Yeah, really good. So we'll have a signed Nudes jersey as a prize. We'll have some flights. We'll have
Flights?
Yep.
To where?
Anywhere in Canada.
Come on.
For two. Yeah.
You hook a brother up?
August 29th is
Hey,
my
Jay.
anniversary.
Chalmers.
No better
10-year
way to
anniversary.
celebrate
I just
than
realized
putting
that.
a foursome together with your best buddies and completely avoiding the anniversary or rescheduling and making August 30th.
Could we do the 27th?
Well, the 29th is a Thursday.
Oh, it is.
So if you really want to have a proper anniversary, if you know what I'm saying, you might want to push it to Friday, the 30th.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Is it like is it a big one?
10 year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do something.
What's the 10 year? What do I got to do this year?
Delay the...
Delay it for 2
you
days?
delay it.
Mahogany
Yeah.
is the 10th year gift. Mahogany. Like a canoe. Like a scepter. Something like that, Chalmers?
Scepter and a canoe.
I'm just
That'd be
looking
nice.
it up. But no, I don't have a canoe and I don't have a scepter and I'm not getting her one.
Have you even been married for 10
What
years?
if she loves a portage?
What's a
doesn't?
portage?
Oh,
What's a portage?
You don't want to bask in the sask while you portage?
What do you do when the river's got too many rapids to go down and you have to walk your canoe down the side of the river? What do you call it?
I'm so lost. Is that what a portage is?
Yes.
When you
Well,
walk it with your
it's
head?
essentially like travel
Oh.
by canoe down a river. And
But
you-
portage is when you have to walk it.
It's,
Yeah.
I think it's like, isn't it the
It's the
whole
walking.
thing?
It's the walking.
The walking.
The two people with their heads in it above their head?
Yeah, because the shit got too real and they can't put the canoe down the river.
It happens.
Portage.
Yeah, that sounds. Is that why the one river's called that? The Portage La Prairie or whatever.
Portage in
Because
Maine.
you can't ride it, you have to walk it?
You have to walk it.
Perhaps.
Could be. Them wild rapids out near these prairies. Need a portage.
I got to get tin or aluminum.
Tin or so aluminum
Costco.
foil.
Yep.
Yeah.
Costco.
Industrial roll of aluminum foil.
What are golf clubs made out of?
Lots of money. I don't know, some kind of forged alloy of some variety.
No, whatever. Okay, we'll see if I can swing something.
Okay.
Sounds undoable.
You can do it.
Buddy of mine was listening to the Coombe episode, Bag Milk.
Go ahead.
He goes, "That was the stupidest podcast I've ever heard." I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, were you guys like on mushrooms or something? I'm like, no, everyone's straight. He's
That's
like,
just how he rolls.
it was garbage. He was like mad. He's like, I am mad about. I'm like, it was his birthday. I told him he could talk about whatever he wanted because everybody else is out of the office.
You guys were going to trade West Edmonton Mall for the Raptors.
He proposed the deal.
We could be celebrating an NBA
A
championship
mall
right now.
for a team. I get that, but we kind of are.
But I feel like that's funny content. Like, it's not every show.
It's united the country. It's like it is funny.
Coomsey was so happy to be able to call all
He
the
was like, "This
shots.
is genius."
He's like, this is great. It's my birthday. I got a lot of ideas I want to walk through.
But that's just what he talks about all day. That's just
Yeah.
what he does.
Exactly.
just like hypotheticals.
Hypotheticals
Oh, yeah.
all day long. Nonstop.
It's a wild ride, and they come out at the weirdest times.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's great. I will,
Keeps
look,
you on your toes.
I will look back at that podcast in 1,000 years and go, wasn't that Coombe a card?
Coombe has some theories about 9/11, I'll tell you that
Oh,
much.
dear.
Boy.
He has theories about everything, Frank.
Well, what do you think about the Raptors? Like it brought Canada together, don't you think?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So we can have West Edmonton Mall and the Raptors.
Oh, sure. Well, that was
I
pre-championship
struggle.
Raptors.
So, yeah, I got behind the Raptors eventually, but like I struggled cheering for Toronto anything.
Yeah. It was cool, though, to see all those Jurassic Parks all across the country. That's cool. There are like 4,000 people in Regina at the football stadium.
I like when Rod Black, when anyone nailed a three, he'd be like, from Tuktoyaktuk.
From Edmonton.
Yeah, from Edmonton. I'm
Oh,
like, okay.
shit.
So he was working the angles.
That's not Rod Black. That's Matt Devlin.
Rod
Black's got to get his stash back, hey? Rod Black has got a very long upper lip.
Once you go
What
Rod
does Rod
Black,
Black
you
do?
never go back. Okay?
How does he do that?
Rod Black does some CFL, but I believe our
He was on the,
He was on the
panels.
Yeah, he would be on the panels, but he does a lot of CFL. He's doing less CFL now, though, because our good friend Dustin Nielsen is doing national CFL games this season.
post.
But
Big deal, Nielsen.
yeah,
He's making bank.
doing the Eskimos.
Think about it. He's got the morning show.
Yeah.
He's now doing the football games.
Yeah.
Works with us. He's doing all right.
Yeah.
Sounds like he's doing great.
Shit. Hit him up. Hit him up for a quick payday loan.
Yeah.
He's got
So
a few
you
bucks
don't
to
care about the basketball at all?
What basketball?
Oh God.
I care to it to a degree. Like that for the first time in my life, what it did is it made me actually watch a basketball game in its entirety and actually feel some kind of emotion around it.
Yeah, you can't watch basketball until playoffs, really. Like when there's something on the line, then it's really good. It's kind of boring to watch the last little bit, but this was fun. It was just
It was fun. I watched Game 5 and Game 6. Like, if I lived in an American city or I was there for an extended period of time and you had to deal with people on a basketball level, I think I could get into it.
Yeah.
But it's just so far removed from life here. And, like, none of us really give a shit. If you were like, Raptors, I'd be like, okay, what? But no one was really like that.
Like I did make sure I was home to watch the games in the finals.
I came in here about like 2 weeks ago in thinking that I was going to strongly. It was the weekend we couldn't do the podcast.
Yeah.
And I was going to strongly defend Drake's action on the sidelines, like say how he's allowed to do anything and all this stuff. He's become indefensible at this point.
Oh my
why?
God.
Because I don't. When he's first of all, he's sitting up on a stage in Jurassic Park, and people are coming to watch the basketball game, yes, and be together. But they've got him on a stage, on a couch, almost like it's like,
Chalmers,
come watch Drake
that's
watch a
every
basketball game.
celebrity in a nightclub ever.
So very
Well,
cool.
he could
hold
just be
on.
out in the crowd.
That's
Any
he could be in
celebrity
his
going,
mansion
like,
with his
It's like
friends.
kids
like-
watching other
paid.
kids on YouTube play with Play-Doh.
Okay, so if he's paid, he
He's
has to be
paid
there.
by
Okay,
the Raptors
so that's
to be a
great.
global ambassador, and you know in that contract it said, like, if we're in the playoffs in round one, you have to come once, and by the time you get to the finals, he's contractually obligated to go to everything.
He walks off the stage and walks towards, like, I guess wherever his car is parked, and there's like a barricade and reporters there, like waiting to do a scrum with him.
Of course.
Okay. He steps up to the mics like he just played 4 fucking quarters and starts going into like a rapping riff about
It's awesome, man.
nonsense.
He's repping
It
his
was-
city.
I understand.
Is it-
I
is he
find
though?
it
'Cause
funny
what's
that
coming
I'm
out
the
of
one
his
that's doing
mouth's
this because
pretty
I love
fucking
him.
cryptic.
I love him very
Oh,
much.
man, he's
but
a
he's
designated
just,
distraction.
There's cringeworthy moments. Chips
Sure.
and Dip was a cringeworthy moment.
He's a rapper, though. He writes raps about
But
that
then
kind
do
of
it
shit.
well.
And he was rolling on something hard,
yeah, to
too.
a bit.
And he's writing 2 new songs.
But when he's like saying, we created this, like we did this, and he just, it's
That's
just,
how
it
fans
seems-
talk.
He's
Man.
talking about the culture.
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
6
now
and
you
6.
find yourself having to
Hey?
defend yourself
Poetic.
being
6 and
anti-Drake.
6.
I know. It's crazy. This is such a weird turnaround.
6 and 6,
I
and he
was
drops a
so
T-shirt.
pro
He sells
Jake.
100,000 units.
Yeah,
Chips and Dip.
I have no, like, nothing against what
awesome.
he's done for the game. Their merchandise sales, I saw a stat on it. It is the best in the NBA right now. Right?
Oh, for sure.
Because he's made it cool.
Yes.
You know, he's part of a team. He's the new Spike Lee. I'm surprised.
Part of his deal with the Raptors is the practice facility is named OVO Athletic Center.
Yes.
So when Drake's talking he's like literally one of the title sponsors of the team.
I know. But when he's talking,
I say we.
I wish it was
about the
Skinny Drake.
Oilers.
That's what I cared about.
Oh,
I
little
just wish he. But then he's like on the stage with the players, like after the game at a nightclub
He had a-
or whatever.
he had a
like,
night- he had a
flies
stall
to meet
in the
him
dressing room,
Vegas.
Chalmers.
I know, but he's like on. He's like, it's too much part of the team. Make it more about the guys, right?
If the
Like,
players didn't like it, then he wouldn't be there.
there's probably players that don't like it.
They pretty much view him as their mascot, man.
Yeah,
And
Even the
mascot-
opposing team show him respect. Like
Yeah.
after the game.
Well, he's FaceTiming Steph Curry as Steph Curry's leaving the building. There's a video of him FaceTiming Drake, and they're just like, "Oh,
You know what
tough
I
one,
hear?
man, I love you." He
You know what
he
I-
went out for dinner with Draymond. Like they're all friends.
I hear a Drake hater.
Don't fucking start with me.
I
Well-
like Drake. Some of the stuff was cringeworthy, but I totally respect
2
what
weeks-
he's done for the team.
For 2 weeks before, I'd say like 3 days ago, you have to admit on our groups that we talk about. This,
Yeah,
I
everyone was
was
shitting on him, and you were defending
always
him.
defending it.
Yeah,
that
no,
like he can do
100%.
this. It's just fucking too much. It's almost like I don't know. Brett Hall, what did you do? Why are you getting to
No.
stand up and talk about everything?
We went Blues.
We went Blues.
I got
What
to
the
before we go
hell
down
does
that
mean?
foxhole because that's a chat. I've got a beef with the Raptors. And it's as a true northerner in the northernmost like city over 1 million people almost in the world, being an Edmontonian, I struggle with them taking the moniker "We the North" when they are actually in fact not the most northernmost team in the NBA.
Chalmers, did you know this? They are not the most northern team in the NBA.
Minnesota?
No.
No, not Seattle.
Well, it would make sense that like
Holy shit.
No.
Is it somewhere far east?
No.
well, so I don't have actual. So I have fact, but maybe Minneapolis could be further north.
No.
But Portland, Oregon is.
Oh, so Sacramento.
No, Sacramento.
Sacramento is in California.
Yeah, isn't it
Yeah,
Northern
but
California?
Point Pelee,
Whoa.
Ontario, is in the same latitude as Sacramento.
yeah.
Oh.
But Portland, Oregon is further north than Toronto.
So how is Minnesota?
So just as a true northerner,
Yes.
I just struggle with like we the North. I get it. They are the only
I
Canadian
think that's
team.
getting a little too geographical. I think they just mean we
I
are
like-
North.
I like that.
We are Canada.
Well,
It's a cool saying.
Bag Milk,
I
I
know.
like it that they're like, hey, we're the Toronto Raptors, and we've got these slaying sayings online. Everything's popping, and we won the championship. And then Jay's like, what did that? Geographically speaking.
Do you think
You are not
Portland
the
goes on
North.
a run next year? They'll make a hashtag We Actually the North.
well, so
Carmen Sandiego
so they
over
sent
here.
out a tweet.
Yeah,
They sent out a tweet
Where
like
in the
last
world?
year or the year before. They're like, "Are you really?" And then kind of like sent like their coordinates.
They
But
should have been more about that. That would have been funny.
If they played in the playoffs, then yeah, they should be like "We the Norther" or something just to troll Toronto.
What about the celebration afterward? Did you watch any of it? I thought it was hilarious.
Oh yeah, that was fine.
Seems like it been a great time.
Yeah, I no. I thought it
Looked
was
like an
great.
Olympic ski team had just won gold in Lillehammer. Everyone's got goggles.
Oh
on.
yeah, that's like the baseball model.
Yeah.
Chuck
yeah
on the
Don't you
goggles.
think they like it's more economical to maybe buy everybody like swimming goggles instead of like
That doesn't look as cool though,
Yeah,
man.
but
I guess
they
it,
just don't
but
make
or
swimming
does
goggles.
it?
Yeah,
Like,
Chalmers, you just won the NBA championship. Like, this is where we cut costs.
I respect
Swimming
Kawhi.
goggles for
okay,
everyone.
maybe not economical, but just they're huge. They look ridiculous.
I respect
They
Kawhi
get the
wasn't
scuba
wearing the
ones with the
Nike goggles
nose,
like
and
the
then the
others
people
were.
can breathe too.
Because he's anti-Nike at the moment.
Is
I
he?
don't know if you know. He's suing them.
Is he?
He designed his own logo, and they stole it from him. They trademarked it. Did you know
No.
Yeah,
Really?
claw.
that? Yeah, the claw over the basketball.
Are you serious?
Yeah. He's sponsored by New Balance. Did you know that? Like,
I wish he was out
dads
there
everywhere.
rocking some dad kicks. They're
dads
hilarious.
everywhere. If you walk down the street in those like white ones, that old
Grass stained ones.
that would be sweet.
Yeah.
Bring those
Barbecuing
back.
everywhere.
I was talking with somebody about the other day how all this stuff's coming back. Like New Balance is super popular right now. Champion sweats.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember those?
Champion anything.
They are expensive now. Like
So remember like the big brand logo tees and sweaters? That's
Yeah.
all back now.
oh yeah, there's like a young girl that lives down the street that's kind of helps out with our hockey team because her son's on the team.
Mm-hmm.
She rocks full Fila gear, like
Fila, yeah, Fila's back.
Fila white shoes. I just was like, oh my god, the stuff that I had back in the day. If we kept it.
Exactly. You'd be so styling, and it's funny. Like fashion does run in cycles, and what styles come back into the limelight.
I think we're gonna see a lot of Varney on the scale this year.
Ooh, yeah. My biggest beef is the fact that dad shoes are relevant. You're seeing like, these younger people dress so well, and then they've got a pair of dad shoes on.
Younger people.
Younger people.
Who's this guy?
Well, I'm trying to be politically
What's a dad
correct.
shoe?
He's
Like,
not
what are we
on
talking
the
about
lawn
here?
yelling at a cloud yet, but he's like looking out the window.
Original New Balance runners. Those
Those are slick. You're
Those
on
aren't
Chuck.
dad
He's
shoes.
got like the white.
Yeah, like dad
Under
shoes
Armours.
are coming. Like Yeezy
Like
is coming
big
out with
soles.
a dad shoe.
Keep talking.
Oh yeah, sorry. There was some producing going on. while I
Big
was talking.
soles. I think that's what you're
Stops
thinking.
talking.
Like skate shoes?
And they're like frumpy. No, not like skate shoes.
'Cause I wear skate shoes.
No, yeah, skate shoes. Well, skate shoes look like skate shoes. Skate shoes.
We'll
are their
tweet
own
out a
style.
couple pairs because I can. There's a scene in a Ryan Gosling movie with Steve Carell. I don't know what the movie's called, but I saw a GIF of it the other day relating to this, where he like says, "What happened to your feet?" He's like, "Oh, these are my New Balance SO7s," and he goes, "Can I see them?" And he throws them in the water. It's pretty. Yeah, those are. You should tweet a picture of those.
Yeah,
Chuck.
they're just
Those things are
gross and clunky.
Anyways,
look at these.
Yeah, it's
Look
just
at
kind of
those.
weird how they're becoming so popular.
Yeah, those got wide soles on them.
Yeah, those are just gross. Like
Those thick boys.
But can we like?
Thick boys.
It's like a dad that wears like a Bass Pro Shops hat now. Is that like?
But that's like the thing, though.
So the
Like,
kids
it's
are wearing
set.
Bass.
Bass
but
Pro
it's
Shop is
set
the new
for, like-
Von Dutch.
But it's set for like
That's true.
12 to 6. Yes, when a dad used to wear Von Dutch.
Yeah.
That was not
That's what I'm
good.
saying. Now you can buy them at gas stations.
True religion jeans.
Yeah. I'm a bugle boy, man,
Bejeweled
myself.
jeans.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
You see like a 50-year-old divorced guy walking around the bars, and he's like in bejeweled jeans, and he's like, "I still have this under control. In 1993, the last time I was single, I used to get it done."
Yeah.
But Wanye, it's just a good look, though.
I mean, what do you want them to put on? Like tight pants, like JR wears. Like
Maybe you want them tight. Maybe you want them custom. Maybe you
capri
want
sweats with
something.
elastics around the bottom.
Maybe a suit.
Maybe you want a suit.
Oh shit.
That's a custom suit from our friends at Indochino.
Gotcha, Chalmers. Got him.
Whether you want to keep them tight, you want them a little bit loose, our friends at Indochino are going to help you out with that. What you need to do is you need to head on into any of their showrooms or go online. Get yourself measured up. Store those babies in the website for the next time you need a suit. It's wedding season, graduation season. Maybe you wanted to dress up for Father's Day yesterday. You're a little bit late now, but you could have planned ahead. Chalmers, did you wear a suit yesterday?
Never.
You should have.
It's too hot.
Head on over to Indochino.com. Get measured up. The way it works, pick the style, you pick what you want, you customize your suit, and then you press play. 2 to 3 weeks later, Indochino is going to have a fresh suit at your door, wrinkle-free, right out of the box. Have you worn yours yet?
I've only worn it to model it off. I do have a wedding in August, but I'm still awaiting for my invite from someone in the nation community to invite me to a wedding.
Waiting for my invite.
I'm awaiting for my invite. Waiting for my invite.
You want somebody from the
This is
nation
not a
community who's getting
podcast
married to
program.
invite you to their
I
wedding?
said, I'm like, now that I'm wedding ready, invite me. I'll show
A
up.
+1 as well?
Well, if
Maybe Jay's the plus one.
yeah,
Oh.
I'll be your date.
Why not? You'd look great.
Yeah, he would. That'd be
You
kind
guys
of
could
fun.
look great. He's got Hope Will Never Die on the inside of his jacket.
Yeah.
He gives good presents too.
Respect. Head on over to Indochino.com. Get measured up. Get yourself a suit. And you, too, can look wonderful, just like Jay. Unless you're wearing those poofy shoes that he showed me a little bit earlier.
Yeah,
we'll
we'll
tweet
not
out some
go-
pictures of those.
Yeah.
They are platforms.
I see you're hardly running. You're running the Birkenstocks hard these days, too.
Yeah, I traveled
good
to
support.
Australia. I drank the Kool-Aid. I saw all the cool kids wearing Birks, so I did it. That's as far as I go.
You didn't embrace the tiny shorts they wear, though?
I got a few pairs.
Yeah. Tiny little footy shorts.
Yeah.
They're little dingle nuts hanging out.
Whole lot of thigh in those.
Not a lot of rope.
And
in
I got
Australia.
a lot of thigh.
Speaking
right?
of dads and the way dads look, did you see Brett Hall singing at the parade?
that guy was having a good.
He sang Gloria.
Oh, I couldn't
Oh,
bling
my.
I couldn't bring myself to watch Brett Hall after a certain point.
There's that one picture of him rubbing his nipples or whatever.
Yeah.
I put that
He
up.
was having a great time.
He's having a good time. He needs to have a water, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
It's been,
How
it's been a long
hungover is
road.
he when he comes
is
down?
so hungover right now because I know how hungover I get, and I'm half his age. Yeah, that guy must be in a.
I
fucking
can say
world
one dumb thing when I'm in that kind of a night and wake up in the morning and it just eats away at me and I'm like, oh God.
You
like,
told
what?
us one time you never had a vulnerable moment in your life.
No, you said embarrassing. I wake up in the morning and I get the guilt.
Oh, okay.
Everybody gets it.
you're not
you never know what you
guilted
say.
by
I get it.
embarrassment?
It goes over within 10 minutes of when I wake up. I try to run through the night, but I don't do it in front of the cameras
I understand.
of the world. So I'm just wondering, does he wake up in the morning and be like, I do not want to see any of this, or do you think he just embraces it and is
Like,
like,
do you
I'm
think-
fucking Brett Hall, whatever?
Do you think he has social media?
No.
I don't know. No, I don't think he does.
He might.
No.
He might.
Brett Hall doesn't care. I'd see him.
Yeah. His-
I've looked for Brett Hall.
His give a fuck meter is.
I looked for Brett Hall.
Hall.
I found nothing. There's an account on Twitter, but it's like, check out my book.
Yeah, one of those.
Like it's nice to see that he was genuinely happy the Blues won.
Yes.
There's some coolness and adorableness to it. But yeah,
He was sitting beside
fucking
Kachuk.
trashed.
He was sitting beside Keith Kachuk,
And
who we
Pronger.
know is the fucking darling of Canadian media.
Yeah.
And they never even showed him because Brett Hall was just on one.
They were on the box, yeah, him, Pronger, and Kachuk.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I like it. I mean, if I'm a Blues fan, I'm loving that.
We went Blues.
Pull out your GT, Brett Hall GT Racer in his honor.
They had those back in the day?
Oh, yeah.
man.
What?
Absolutely.
Like an actual picture of him on the side
Yeah,
of it?
man.
Yeah, it was it had a signature and number on. I remember the Brett Hall.
Rich kids had
racing.
those.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, no, I had a garbage bag. That was my
Yeah. that's
crazy
what-
carpet.
I liked crazy carpets.
Yeah.
I
Those were
had a
fast.
toboggan that I used to stand on like a snowboard board. It's
risky.
Yeah. And then
You crazy.
snow toboggan board down the hill.
If the Oil were in the Cup Finals and the boys in the bus were in the boxes just on one, I'd be so happy.
Oh, yeah.
I would be too.
And
Absolutely.
do you think, okay, so if the Oilers won, do you think that, and do you think, I mean, Gretzky's a bit different, but like, would Messier get up and talk at the parade? Would these guys all step back and be like, hey, let the Oilers
muscle
of
right
now
in on
play?
it.
Would they? Would they take it over?
Of course. It'll be a party.
Because
for everyone.
I'm not seeing
It'll
anything.
be a retirement party for them.
Yeah.
And a cup win for us.
Yeah, it finally kind of.
The only things
closed
I've
the
seen
book.
so far of the parties are like everything that Pietrangelo does that's like just amazing because he's an amazing guy. Ryan O'Reilly saying sorry after he swore. Brett Hull being super, super drunk. And Marchand dancing on a speaker with goggles on. Was that real or was that from an other cup run?
No,
'Cause
that was this year.
That was legit. They were in some club and like on all the screens they had like congratulations on a great season and they had confetti flying in the club. Yeah. Brad Marchand and some of the boys were living large, celebrating their season that didn't end with a cup.
Yeah,
it's rubbed a
that's
lot of
weird.
people the wrong way.
Okay, but so that's what I mean, and those are the things I'm seeing. I'm not seeing like anything else from
we're
the
seeing
team.
gas Patty Maroon, which as a Edmontonian or an Oiler fan, I'm happy to see.
Yeah.
He's living his best life.
What's he doing?
Oh, he's just on a bender.
Also, there was Anthony Maroon cruising down the street at the Cup celebration parade, signing autographs.
Yes.
Oh wow!
Did he have Heelys on?
No, I wish
Be a
he
lot
did.
cooler
But
if
he
he
was
did.
cruising down the line, signing Anthony on everybody's arms.
Oh my god.
It was dope.
That is
Awesome.
that kid.
Who is that?
He's gonna be a congressman.
Who is that?
Remchak showing a picture. There is Patty Maroon having a good time out in the sun.
Pat Maroon is like a not bad Dustin Penner.
Oh my
You know what I
goodness
mean?
gracious!
They're like a
God,
similar dude.
I love Patty Maroon, and I'd love it
The
even
big
more the fact that he
rig
looks
is
kind of
big.
like me.
We just
under the
just
shirt
for the record, Remchuk just showed us a shirtless photo
at a
of
pool
Pat
party.
Maroon.
Did you-
Pat Maroon.
Doesn't quite look like a high-end athlete.
Did you hear all the stories about like how when Pat Maroon was like a kid, he always got tormented because of his weight, and how I think it was John Cooper coached him in like some weird league and called him Fat Pat in front of the whole team. He got like a huge complex because of it, and like he had like issues with like his body image and shit.
Well, he's a cup winner now. He can do whatever the
That
hell
was
he
a
wants.
shirtless cup winner at a
Exactly.
pool party in Vegas.
Frank Saravalli from TSN said there are rumors that the Oilers might try to bring him back this summer.
That'd be nice.
Oh, we got something here.
Well, he said that on the Lowdown, the show I work for. We had him on last Thursday. And he said that he didn't get anything. It was kind of like a wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But Patrick Maroon talked about how his best friends are still on the Oilers and how much he loved being here and all of that. And there is some talk that St. Louis might just be, it might be a little bit too tight for him to come back there. And if something doesn't work out in St. Louis, that the door's open from Maroon's perspective to coming back up to Edmonton.
So, okay.
Let's not overpay for Pat Maroon.
Let's talk about this for a second. What should we, if we sign Pat Maroon, what is the deal?
I think the caveat to the whole thing is that you don't have Milan Lucic on your team. Like,
You can't have the two together.
I think that's too much big and slow.
Well, there's the rumor I heard of, so Maroon comes here, has for the half season, but in the next year has like good, 29 goals, 28 goals. And I heard there was like some ego bruising because Maroon plays a Lucic style of game and is scoring at a crazy clip and wants Lucic money. And Lucic is upset at Maroon because he's taking all of his ice time.
And wants Pat Maroon money?
And wants Pat Maroon production.
I heard that as well. I heard that the two of them had a bit of a riff. So that might be another caveat. I was just strictly talking from a hockey perspective. Like, let's say you follow through with Lucic for Eriksson. Then you're kind of sacrificing that big bruising bottom six winger, and you're getting Eriksson, who you're hoping is more of a scoring middle six guy. So you bring in Maroon to kind of offset the loss of Milan Lucic from that grit department. To me, that's something I would consider, but I wouldn't give Patrick Maroon any more than $2 million a year and no more than 2 years on a deal.
Yeah, I think 2 years is the magic number.
I like having a Remchek on the show.
Yeah, that was good.
I was listening to that. I was like, ooh, this is a good podcast.
And it's like a nice segment into like draft talk
Well,
because that's coming up.
And
but to your
Lucic trade
point,
talk.
hold on.
Well, yeah.
I wasn't like dismissing your question or dismissing your point. I think that like the NHL's changing, man. It's not big and tough and slow anymore.
Well, that could be an argument. How were the two teams that were in the final setup? Yes, there was speed, but they were also bruising teams.
Well, I think what this year proved, and I think Washington proved it as well, is you can't just have the one way of doing it. You can't sit there and be like, oh, we need all these skilled, fast guys, and slow hockey is dead, tough hockey's dead. Because I think you'll end up making it to the playoffs and not very far. I think if you have that good mix during the season of big guys, I mean, when I think about the Oilers, I'm thinking of the Cassians, I suppose the Lucic's, if he wasn't making so much money. Jujar Kara is a guy, Adam Larson, that mean, guys that have that mean streak who can crank it up. Like St. Louis had Ivan Barbashev. when you hear the name Ivan Barbashev, you think soft-skilled Russian, right?
That's like a Russian pirate.
I think,
Look out, old man!
who is
Captain
that guy?
Barbashev is on the high sea.
Well, if you look who
I
led...
think of a brand of shaving cream for some reason. But anyways.
Barbasol.
Well, that was the guy who led the playoffs in hits. Like, he's a guy who during the regular season, he only had like 80, 90 hits, I think. In the playoffs, he had like 100. Like, you need to have those guys who can almost do both, and then you need to have the blend of it. Like, Ryan O'Reilly is a guy who will go fuck you up in the corner. I think that was the first time I swore on the podcast.
Nice.
Whoa.
Welcome. Well
But Ryan O'Reilly will fuck you up in the corner, and then he'll also burn you one-on-one and put one short side and give you a lead, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's finding that balance and the guys with the blend that you kind of need to do. I just don't think the NHL can be that copycat league anymore where you go, they did it big, so we're going to do it big. I
Yeah.
think you need to have a team that can beat both styles.
It's a new version now. You need to be able to compete with speed, but you need to have the element of crazy, because if there's one thing St. Louis did is they hit their teams into submission. They hit. It doesn't necessarily have to mean you have to be 6'5" and 250 pounds to do it, but you got to be willing to play that game, because wearing down your opponent is ultimately one of the biggest keys to succeeding in the playoffs.
And if you wear down your opponent enough, what you're going to do is you're eventually just going to make more room for your skill guys, right? Like, it's a bit of a cliche now in the hockey world, but it's true.
Yep, 100%.
Leads us up to the draft, I suppose. Oilers picking 8th overall. Friday, we have a party at the brew house. Tickets available at nationgear.ca. Go get them. We're going to raise some money for some charity.
Yeah.
Plenty of giveaways. Flight for 2 from Flair.
Flight for 2 from Flair.
Nude jersey.
Signed nude jersey. Anywhere in Canada. Also, if any of you have been to the Lewis Estates location of the Canadian Brew House,
It's huge.
it is, their patio is unreal. They got like 5 cornhole or bags, whatever you want to call it, courts on this like faux grass. Unreal.
They all got a little train that cruises around too.
Little train.
Everybody enjoys a
Is
nice
this the
little
one that
train.
has like artificial turf up on the patio upstairs?
Yeah. No, well, so I haven't been to the upstairs patio yet, just the main floor one.
Oh.
And that's where the bags are. It's cool.
One thing I want to go back to the Blues for a second. I think they got out partied by the Caps last year.
Oh, big time.
Yeah, like they're
Tough to follow.
It is like the thing about the Caps is it was very well documented. So far all we've seen is just the parade and a little bit of the post game. Caps just like, it's like all the cameras are on
Where
them,
the
and
boys
they're doing crazy shit.
Yeah, where the boys swimming in the Bellagio fountains. That's what I want to see.
Yeah,
Getting
they should.
loose.
They should.
I can tell you when the Oilers win a Stanley Cup, I'm finding a fountain and I'm jumping in it.
Why do you think they're not partying as hard? Canadians,
probably are.
Canadians party hard. The whole team's Canadian. Most of them.
We're polite partiers.
Yeah.
We're not.
We're not look at me partiers. Unlike Drake, he looks. He wants to be looked at all the time.
He's a Canadian. Maybe the Blues
That's
just...
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's a contradiction. I don't get it. I'm not.
maybe it's just not being documented as much, right? Maybe they aren't just doing it in the public eye. Because, I mean, like, the Capitals
swimming
were...
in the Bellagio fountain, and Ovi
Yeah.
is so recognizable. I think that, like, they knew, like, he did so much outlandish shit.
Yeah, and so you knew he was. Yeah, you knew that was going to be.
O'Reilly dancing on a
Captured.
speaker at Tao isn't really that exciting.
No.
Yeah, Ovi's.
There's no memorable
Ovi's
blues.
super elite.
Yeah, there's no memorable blues.
No one's noticing Vlad Tarasenko
No.
sitting somewhere, right?
Like, whatever.
On the pictures of the Raptors I saw in Vegas, it was just like 4 guys around a blackjack table.
That was great.
Yeah. This is like, what a big party. This guy's probably playing like $10,000 a hand.
I was
Oh,
going
yeah.
to say that
Like
because
the
there was
money
like
that
5
was
of them,
flying
right?
through Vegas. Oh, yeah. And the money, like, to have both championship teams there at the same time, I think they overlapped by like a day. The Raptors were supposed to come home for their welcome, and they're just like, no, we're staying like 2 more days. We're not ready to come home.
I heard some of them went to LA with Drake because I saw Kawhi getting on Drake's plane as well.
See, Chalmers? This is what Drake does. He is a Raptor.
Well, if Kawhi resigns, maybe you can attribute some of that to Drake.
Well,
If-
that's
How much does he sign for? Is he like the?
he's a
the league
35
max?
million guy. He's a max super deal, isn't he?
I don't think he takes because the way it works in the NBA is the max contract is 5 years and a certain percentage of the cap, right? That's kind of how things work. I don't think Kawhi's taking a 5-year deal right now because he's 27 years old. So if you take a 5-year deal, it's going to expire when you're 32. You're already on the decline of your career, probably, right? Just considering his style and the injuries he's gone through. So if you go up till you're 32, you're maybe not getting another max deal. If he thinks about it right now, the best path to the finals is staying in the West with Toronto because you don't need to deal with Golden State. You don't need to deal with Houston. You don't need to deal with the new LA Lakers juggernaut. So why not take a 2-year deal is my point. 2 years in Toronto. Maybe you win another ring. You can walk through the West again. And, I mean, I could see Kawhi taking a 2-year max deal in Toronto. A lot of people just think it's a given that he's gone, but
I don't know. With Anthony Davis just going to the Lakers?
He won't go to the Lakers.
No. Like, Kawhi wouldn't go to the Lakers. He's like all about just doing it himself, I think. That quiet, like, I don't want to be around other people. I don't want to have, like, people not like me because I'm on a team with 2 other superstars. And
everyone on the Raptors is coming back next year with, like, if Kawhi comes, maybe you trade, like, Norm Powell for cap relief. But other than that, Gasol's back, Ibaka's back, Van Vliet's back, Lowry's back, Siakam's back, and Anunoby's back. Like, everyone's back. Anyways.
So
that was my Raptors rant.
No, I like it because it's. I think everyone. I don't think anybody in Toronto would be upset with him if he left. I think they'd all say thank you and give him a round of applause.
It's a bad look to like.
Yeah, but it's not one of those things where they'd be like booing him when he comes back. Like I think he's never buying a drink in that town again, and even if he left unceremoniously, it's not going to be, devastating to them. They're not going to just be like.
Do you think Oilers fans would, if the Oilers won the Cup in 06 and Pronger's left?
Oh, yeah, we would still hate him. Come on.
Hate him? Yeah.
Absolutely. The thing I want to go back to Kawhi Leonard, though, is can we talk real quickly about the story that came out where he just eats bags of apples? Did you see that?
Apples. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Where he would sit through and burn through 12 apples in a sitting. I love that shit. It's so weird. It is so weird, and I love it.
He's a robot.
They would talk to guys he played against in like high school and stuff, and apparently he had like these weird little catchphrases. Like he'd get a rebound and he would just like yell out like "Boardman gets paid,"
and I don't
like
really
stuff
get
like
what that means. Like,
well, you got to grab the board. He grabs the board, he gets paid. If you're grabbing boards, you're a boardman, you get paid. And then New Balance was making all those shirts about him, and he was wearing one today at the parade that said "Boardman gets paid." It was great. New Balance has been so good with him too. Like,
well, they're probably very thankful for him.
Seeing all that and like seeing how cool he was on the run and all the marketing that was going around with him, like just makes me thirst for the Connor McDavid led championship run like even more. To have like the Adidas billboards and all that would go up, or like, I mean, Go Auto's the big one here in town that has his face on everything with like catchy slogans, but I just think that'd be like one of the coolest parts too.
Because New Balance also had a trolling billboard in Oakland, right? For
King of the North is here.
Yeah. That's cool.
That's interesting that they would do that ad alienating people in the Bay. Like New Balance doing a King of the North is here.
Yeah.
That's like risky advertising.
Yeah.
I think so, but I think doing.
But everyone knows. I think where they're really smart is everyone knows that everyone outside of Golden State is cheering for the Raptors because they want to dethrone Golden State. So I think that's a great, considering how the attention's focused. I think better to alienate a small population to appease the masses.
Sure, but there's a train of thought, like corporate speak, that's like, don't alienate anyone. Don't make that ad. Just make a shoe ad and put it up there, right? Like, it's a bit cheeky. It's good. No, I like it.
I like
I'm
it.
saying it's like, it's good. Like, it's a cheeky thing to piss off a market, saying that you're coming in.
Well, it's just like our dream, right? To put up
ads in Calgary.
Ads in Calgary if we play them in the playoffs.
That's our dream, Ramchuk.
Can I tell you a secret about the Apple Time story? It's fake.
The part of it that's fake is him eating him at a restaurant.
So they say that he went to a team dinner and he sat down and he just said apple time, and then just ate his apples and didn't say another word. And so, but
well, that's what he's like.
Yeah, like he just sits down, he has a bag of apples. It's a team dinner, but he's eating steak and drinking wine, and he sat down and just said apple time, and then just started eating them with a knife and fork.
That's cool.
That part was fake, but it stemmed from the real story that he loves eating red apples.
Okay.
Kawhi Leonard could be on the spectrum. Like, he's like that much of a savant.
That
this all makes sense.
Well, like, I mean, it's notoriously known that he never laughs. That he has no personality.
Well, that laugh he does have.
Yeah, it's just like
when he danced in the locker room.
Oh yeah, he was feeling it. Yeah,
he did. Did you see him walking to his press conference? I mean, maybe people didn't see this, but man, those guys' body after the game and the adrenaline comes down, they look like they are in rough shape. Like every single one. He sat down. He needed like all this support. He sat down like he had just ran 10 marathons and his body was aching. But I mean, that's what it would be like after the season. What it takes to win a championship, I guess.
And I mean, the hockey bro always is like, oh, basketball players are so soft and all that. But I feel like what a lot of people who maybe have never played basketball don't understand is like running is so hard. Like 42 minutes of sprinting around that basketball court is like on a totally different level than they're both incredibly difficult. But like giving her for 35 seconds in a shift in the Stanley Cup Finals, running over guys, that takes a ton out of you. But I really think sometimes the hockey fan disrespects how difficult it is to have to run up and down that court and like be sprinting. Like Kawhi played like 42 minutes in that last game. Like that's insane to log 42 minutes of running at that level, and then everything else that goes into it. Anyways, we're going to step aside here. We'll continue this after the break, after a word from Japa.
Have you got holes to dig, earth to pack, and roads to build? Then you need to call Japa Machinery Group. Does your equipment need a service? You can't fix stupid, but here at Japa Machinery Group, we can fix everything else. With a full range of parts to keep your equipment running smoothly. Japa Machinery Group is a family-operated and Alberta-grown business. Here to help build a bigger and better Western Canada. Give us a call or visit us at japamachinery.com. Japa Machinery Group. Join the family.
Welcome back, episode 126, Nation Real Life. Wanye, Jay, Bag Milk. I'm your Chuck. And okay, during the break, Chalmers, we were talking. Yeah, I'm coming right at you here.
Fine.
We were talking about the traditions in different sports of how they hand out trophies and stuff. Obviously, hockey, they give it to the captain. No other sport does that. They do it to the owners. Hockey fans hate that. I'm a guy who's very open to all 4 major sports, but I don't like that it goes to the owner either.
Okay, well, so the 3 major sports that do it are football, basketball, and baseball. The owners come down with the group that owns the team, and I believe that they should get the trophy first. The fact of the matter is they're the ones putting up all the risk. Nothing happens without them spending the money. The Kawhi Leonard trade doesn't happen. The deal doesn't happen unless the owner says yes. The owners in most franchises that don't want to win championships are there just to make a buck. And those guys that do win championships, that put themselves on the risk, that put their own money at risk, they deserve to have the trophy first. They're the ones that have been there longer than the players in most cases. They've been there longer than any of those players. They had to help build that team. They had to get directors in place. They had to get general managers in place. They are the main consistent factor of that team in the long term. Therefore, if they don't do some of the things that they do and put guys like Masai Ujiri in place, who then goes and makes a trade that makes everybody mad and gets rid of DeMar DeRozan and brings in Kawhi Lowry, he has to agree to pay this guy that much money. Why shouldn't he? He's risking everything, his partners, when he goes and sits on the board and with the what's their group called that owns MLSE. So he has to sit there. He's the chairman. He has to sit there and sell this to everybody. He's got a lot of stake in it, and he's setting everything. He's doing everything that has to do with the arena. He's setting, they're setting pricing. They're running the whole business on the whole. Why doesn't he deserve to have the trophy first? Just because he didn't play the game. Well, without him and without him putting all that stuff into structure, there is no team in that town. There is no game. So why doesn't he deserve it?
You're making a very compelling case, but I don't agree with you.
Why?
Because everything you said is right. But me as a fan, I want to see the captain of the team take... Because remember, this is an entertainment business, right? It's about appeasing the audience who does come in to pay for the crazy high beer prices that you and your board set, that, made all the acquisitions and whatnot. We're the ones footing the bill, essentially, right? We're the eyeballs that get the big TV deals and all that shit. So I feel, from the entertainment point of view, if we actually look at this as entertainment, I don't fucking give... I don't identify with Larry Tenenbaum. What is he going to say that's going to get me so jacked up? I want to see Kawhi take that trophy and fucking raise it up, or how Petrangelo got to hold it up. Those are the marketable, lifetime captured moments that sell the sport.
I'm thinking last year when Ovi won the cup, seeing him go up and get it for the first time. If it had gone through the owner first, and then that would have eliminated an amazing moment.
But there is a time. It's not like the owner goes and takes this big long parade around the ice. All three of these major sports.
But there's 3 to 5 minutes to get killed that are literally sitting in a library.
Because it's like a presentation.
Entertainment-wise, it's terrible to watch.
Terrible.
Dude, it's a presentation of the person saying,
Mr. Tenenbaum, if you could sign here for the release
here's
of
the trophy. Here is your team. You are the representative of your team. You are the owner of this team. You've been here the longest. Here is your trophy. They usually say, thank you very much, and bring up the coach or bring up the star
Not right
player.
away. They have a speech and they go through their rounds and they think, yeah, they do.
How much did you hear from Larry Tenenbaum? He just thanked the chair. He talked for 30 seconds.
No, it was probably a little bit longer than that. But he does go through and thank everyone. You're right. There's a time and a place for the owner, but I think right there in the heat of the moment, I think it's a buzzkill.
Yeah, like for me, I'm all about the moment in sports. Not even as a fan, but someone who just enjoys all of them. Like I'm all about the big moment. Ovi with the cup, that was such a good moment. You think back, like Crosby getting the cup for the first time. All those veterans who like had it all or grinded out all those years, and they finally get the cup. Like the Blues this year going right to Jay Bouwmeester. Like that was cool. And to me, when you go to the owner, I agree with everything you said.
We're delaying this moment by like 2 minutes. You understand?
I know, but
it still means a lot.
To me, it means a lot to give it to an owner who, without him, and like at this point in Edmonton, let's just say Daryl Cates didn't step up, and let's just say in a fucking far off land that we lost that team, right? He's the most important person to our team at this point. He deserves for his risk and now to reap his reward, which is get up there.
No, his reward is the fact that his
franchise
franchise value went up $500 million. That's the real win, where they're in their boardroom doing fucking cartwheels and high fives. That's how they get compensated.
I agree.
And those owners that don't want to win championships most likely aren't the ones that are standing up on stage getting the championships. Because to win a championship, you have to take risks. You have to make sacrifices. Like guys like Robert Kraft, you know, he says, Bill Belichick, cut whoever you want. I'll trust you. You know what I mean? I believe that a guy like that should get to go up there and get his trophy.
I think their reward is getting the trophy forever. When it's all said and done, after your players have enjoyed it and your employees have enjoyed it, then as the boss, when it's a week later, you get to grab the trophy, you get to put it in your office, and there you go for the next. Yeah,
I think we'll be waiting a long time for an owner of one of those three major sports in a team to say, you know what, give it to my players first, I'll take it last.
You will.
It won't happen. And the reason, and I'm just saying that there's a lot of owners in the NHL that if they could be down on ice level at the exact moment, and Gary Bettman was to say, "Hey, you come grab it," they'd come grab it.
They would.
And so, like,
the Stanley Cup also weighs like 120 pounds.
Yes, it's super cool that the first person that gets to go get it in hockey is the captain, and he lifts it up and he brings it over to the guys that represent what it took to get there, even if they aren't a star player. I love that too, but I also really like a guy who's owned a team for 15 years and they were fucking awful for 10, but he did the right things to put the right things in place over the long term to get rewarded with grabbing the trophy first because he's the owner of the team. You know what I mean?
Everything you're saying isn't wrong.
I know you're going to celebrate, like, just even an owner of any company that gets an award. Like, I know that you're the face of the company. You got to go get the trophy. And I know you want to share it with everybody, but unfortunately, you're the owner. You're the most important person in the franchise. You have to go get the trophy. Go get your trophy, you know? That's just my opinion. I'm probably going to get killed on this. And there's 5 people in this room and 4 of them are against me in this moment. But, hey, that's just the way I think. Like, it's...
like I said, I don't disagree with anything you're saying.
Their hard work goes solely unnoticed a lot of the time. That's all.
You're not wrong.
Okay,
like,
well then.
It's a very diluted debate.
Like, well, but it's your case.
But you want
every
that
point
moment.
you have
I
is
get
right.
that.
But when I go back to like sports as entertainment,
and you want to sell the
like, you're not
players.
selling-
I saw
you're not
you. I
selling
saw
an
you
owner
get
jersey.
really big on his portion of where you got to sell your marketable assets by giving them the trophy first. Well, they get it in like 4 more minutes. Like when they gave it to Kyle Lowry, he put it up. But
why couldn't it be the inverse?
But the moment is a little bit tarnished because it is the first unveiling that
and
is
I
the
would
most
be
powerful.
fine if it was inverse. I would, but I just don't have a problem with the way it is, the way other people have a problem with the way it is. The whole thing, the reason this started was people on Twitter saying, I don't want to see the owner get the trophy first. And that's just them saying, I don't want to see that. The fact is this is their tradition. I don't have a problem with their tradition. Would I care if Kawhi Leonard came up and got it? If some owner sat in the back and was just like, got it last, I would not care. But I also can respect the tradition that they have. I have no fucking problem with it. So all these people that get up on their soapboxes all of a sudden now and are like, oh, the owner shouldn't have the trophy first. Well, I just don't understand where that's coming from. Like, why all of a sudden now? Why all of a sudden now is this a huge deal that the owner gets the trophy first? Because it doesn't make any sense to me.
It's probably because the Stanley Cup was awarded the night before, so it was really fresh in everyone's mind.
And that's a good point.
And it's also Canadian. You're seeing Canadians talk about it we've never won an NBA title, so we're pretty unaware of the whole process.
Yeah.
Speaking of trophies, I want to go ahead and give a shout out to our friend Trevor Savage. Have you seen this tattoo, Wanye?
Oh, have I seen this tattoo? I posted about it first.
Sweet Lord. Not only is there...
There's a screenshot from his story that I took.
Unbelievable. Not only is there legends on there, Chalmers, we were talking about it before, he's got both Rolly and Cujo on there.
Yeah.
And right in the middle, right below the bicep, an Oilers Nation logo.
Yeah, it is it's really well done.
It's a great
it's
tattoo.
a really good tattoo.
It's like when Wanye DM'd it to me, I almost couldn't believe it. It's a sick tattoo. Like
Quality of the tattoos, unreal.
Well, when you guys put it on the group and you were like, "Did you see the Nation tattoo that the guy has on his arm?" I immediately was like, "Oh God! Like what is this going to be? If it's just an Oilers Nation logo, like that's cool, but holy smokes, that's bold of you to get." But it's like a whole Oilers collage. Like it's which and it has the Nation logo on it and the go. Like it's really well done. The guy did a good job in designing that.
two of the most iconic saves in Oilers history too. Rolly with the big one on Jonathan Chichu.
He's got the actual saves.
It's the pose. I can tell. Well, I was humble brag. I was at the game. Rexall Place. We want to talk about Rexall here right away too. But he's got that one. Then he's got Cujo's diving save.
Good God.
And the 5 banners. I'm looking at a little video he posted. I was chatting with him on Facebook because he was super appreciative that we posted it. And he did a little kind of video showing all of it. And he said there's still a little bit of work left to be done.
That's a screenshot from that video. There's some dope Oilers tattoos this summer. That Gretzky tattoo that guy got done.
Oh, man.
Woo!
I didn't see this. What is it?
He's got like an unbelievably detailed Gretzky tattoo from a tattoo artist that flew in to do it.
What's Gretzky doing in the tattoo?
Just like a old 80s photo with a Jofa bucket on and his hair's coming out the little holes. Like it is.
If I was gonna get a Gretzky tattoo, I'd get like just like the statue, but like with the jersey tucked in and just him kind of like with the cup at an angle.
I'd go with the Playgirl pose.
Yeah, the
from on
pea
ice.
bag underwear he's
the
wearing.
one where he's.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's sitting in those little shorts.
Yes.
That's what I'd go with.
You know what I found in my basement the other day? I don't know if I've told you guys this, but I found a 7-Up poster from like 1984 of the one where Gretzky's coming and he's skating towards the poster, obviously, and then he's stopping, and all the snow's flying
It
up.
says 7-Up, like,
and it
catch
says
the-
7-Up. It says "Catch the Feeling" or something like that. And it's like in mint condition.
Can
This
we have
thing
that for
is
the
beautiful.
podcast studio?
Well, I want to like frame it first. Like it's not like I don't always want
Can
to
we put it in
it
the
up
studio?
with thumbtacks. Well, of course, yeah. Man,
Okay.
I got like a bunch of stuff that I found in this thing.
Okay, let's talk about this. I want to talk
cool.
about some shit now that you had your chance to talk about basketball.
Yeah, you looked super happy about all that.
Fuck, it's riveting. We're working on the podcast studio, Charles.
Yes.
I know this is the second summer in a row, but the contractors are down in the basement of Little Brick right now.
Yes.
They overtook our project. They
Yes.
built a full like subterranean prep kitchen for Little Brick.
Yes.
They've built a Nation Gear storage room. And inside the storage room, at the back of the back of the back, it's going to be like a hidden door. Mm-hmm. You go through the hidden door, and we've got ourselves about 350 to 500 square feet, somewhere in there, of podcast studio space. Mm-hmm. So, first of all, we went today, and we got 2 chairs from Rexall.
Yeah, so you bought 2 of the stadium chairs when they were selling them
The top
online.
ones, the
Nosebleeders.
blues, the
Yes.
nosebleeds.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you went there to pick them up.
Party seats.
I missed the gallery, man. That was great.
Yeah.
I wanted to
So
get
they're
a-
the light blue ones.
Yeah, I wanted the seats that someone
Yeah.
had seen a cup in. I don't want no 1996 upgrade seats.
How do you know what year they were put in?
Because I remember everything about the Oilers.
Okay, but so do you know what year they were put in?
Those are the
ones?
original 1976 seats. There was red ones in the
Really?
lower bowl, and then
They
light
were
blue
there
in the
from
upper bowl.
1976
Yeah.
to the day the
And then
place
there's
closed.
lower bowl ones that they replaced, and then they did like gallery seats for the first 5 or 6 rows in the upper bowl. Those
Yeah.
are a different seat, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
there's the blue seats. We have the upper blue seats.
What numbers did you get?
5 and 6.
5 and 6.
Okay.
So that's coming. So when you come to watch a podcast, go down the cool podcast studio, sit in Rexall chairs. That's
Yes.
rad. My question is, these things, I don't know why, but like if you imagine, they're not mounted to the floor.
Yeah.
They're mounted from the side, and they have to be like mounted against the wall, and they're mildly heavy.
Mildly heavy, but obviously...
No, like they're super heavy.
Screw
They
'em
look
into
really
rock.
fucking heavy.
Mildly heavy.
Yeah, and mildly gross at the moment, but we'll make...
We can't clean
And
that
so
off.
these things used to be
You don't want to
bolted.
clean that off?
Buddy, there's like grease and grime and shit from the arena. We leave that on there. This is a museum piece.
Oh, wow.
You don't be
What?
cleaning no Civil War scabbard that you picked up off the battlefield drenched in blood.
I mean, you might want to clean them. It's kind of gross.
Okay. Well, you know what? You probably
Okay, well,
took all the
listen.
tags off your Beanie Babies, too. And yeah, and now you have no valuable Beanie Babies because you took all your tags off.
We're talking about grease.
Yeah, but cup grease.
First of all, these things were actually bolted to like the riser of the concrete. So, like in the stadium, it was built like a set of stairs,
Into the
just
rise,
long
not the
rises
run.
and long runs, right? And so, you bought the ones that bolted into the side of a fucking wall.
Yeah, the good ones.
The other ones bolted into the floor, which
Correct.
is super easy to do.
Yes.
You bought the ones that bolted into the wall.
Well, I didn't build Rexall
And we
Place
have
in
downstairs-
1976 and go, hold on, boys, hold on. Mount that to the rise.
No, but just listen. You have the wall that you want to mount them downstairs is a brick wall built in 1892.
No. There's the wood walls that they've reframed.
Okay. So we get to mount these into wood.
Yes.
At least. We're not doing it into the brick
No.
wall.
That'll fuck the brick up.
Yeah,
You know
it'll fuck
anything
everything
at all
up.
about brick and chair maintenance?
Yes, I do. A lot more than you, and that's why I would have bought the ones that went down to the ground.
Look,
And
if you
not
want to
the
sit
ones that
around,
went
realize
onto
it
the
until
ride.
If
we
you want to sit around in a
brought them
chair.
back to Little Brick. I was like, oh fuck, you got to screw these into the
You didn't
wall.
notice as you were like looking at the
No,
seats
because I
when
was
you
too
were grabbing
busy.
them?
I was too busy taking videos inside Rexall.
And I saw the
If you
video
wanna-
of how they were all being stored.
Yeah.
Not with a lot of care.
Well, like,
Well, walk us through it. How to work?
Yeah. Tell us.
well, you show up with your piece of paper that you purchased the chairs online. You say here, and then
there's
they
just
go. They
somebody
go
at
in
the
a little
big door, and they're just
on a
like-
little like what are those fucking things? Not skid steers. Anyways, a pallet mover thing, like automated pallet jack. Yeah, and they go zip around, pick it up, and bring it out. But yeah, it's just like a sea of seats, and on the right is the premium, and on the left is the nosebleeds, like we got. And then the opening to the rink is there, and the score clock is down on ice level, I guess, or cement level, and you can just see vacant Rexall with like the seats taken out of it.
It's almost worth buying seats just to be able to go see that.
Yeah, it was neat. And
We'll buy 2 more seats and we'll put
How
them
much
down
are
in the
they?
studio.
Kind of
$200.
sad.
$200 for a set
Yeah,
of
go get 2 more and we'll put them downstairs beside it.
maybe the ones that
the
screw to the
same
floor.
one. Like
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so
Blue,
but just
upper
listen.
blue.
Yeah, no, but so did you order like a 5 and a 6?
No. You just
So you
have
just say,
two
I got
choices,
upper
the
ones,
premium or the upper ones.
And when he
then
brings them to you, you just say, "Okay, thanks," or
Yeah,
can
yeah.
you say
Like
these
shit.
ones fucking? Suck.
I
Go get me 2 new ones?"
probably, if I was paying attention and known, maybe would have seen if we could have got ones that screwed to the floor. But it was so.
But he
low.
wants the
No,
ones
look,
that say
yeah,
the cup.
if you want
so-
to witness the cups that like saw Marius Cherkosky play, you can have an end colonnade seat. I want the ones that saw cups.
Oh yeah, but I'm
Polish
sure.
Prince,
I'm
come on,
sure
man.
they have
Such a
the
weird
cup
thing to
winning
be so
ones
set
that
on,
screw
eh?
to the floor.
No, the cup winning ones that screwed to the floor would have been the lower bowl, and those were all removed in
But
like
I've seen
1995.
photos of the blue ones like ours.
that screwed to the floor.
I'm pretty sure I've seen photos of.
There's a 3-pack. They put them all next to each other, and I think 2 sets of them screw to the floor, and then 1 set had to be sitting on its side because those are the ones you bought.
You should go get more Chalmers. If you do, I'll pay you back for them.
Well, like and put them downstairs.
Yeah,
So
beside it. So it'll be
would
4
we sit them
seats.
like right next to each other so they were all 4 along the wall? Like I will, but I would like to get
Yeah,
like
in a row.
like a 3-4 then.
Sure, like when
Yeah.
people sit or 7-8.
Or 7-8.
But when people sit on the
I like being next to I like being on the aisle.
okay, fair
I get a
enough.
little claustrophobic. Remember, boys?
When people
I don't
come
like
in
being in the middle
and
of
they,
the aisle.
and they sit and watch the podcast or they watch the videos being made and shit. Sitting in those chairs is cool. It's good to go to Rexall.
And so
for
where do
one
you go
last-
to buy them? Like what's the
Online.
what's the site?
It's really weird.
I'm sure if I just Googled like Rexall,
seats for
Yeah, it's some
Oilers seats
random
for
like
sale.
auction site, which you're scared to give them your information,
Yeah.
but you have to.
But it's good to see the building one
it a
last
local
time. It was
auction
an
site?
amazing dump.
Yeah,
Like it is insane.
It's-
the value of like humans maintaining a place. When you stop that, it goes to shit in a New York minute.
like what's going on over there? Like
it
what-
looks like zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
Like there's weeds in the parking lot, and the building's got stains on it, and all the ads are removed. And when you go into the basement, there's like the big piles of chairs that you saw, and like it's being demolished.
like you go and get them in like
Sad.
the old player, and it's like the most prestigious place in the arena where the players would park.
Oh,
and
like
enter.
right across. Is that right across from like right on 118th?
Yeah,
Right across from the big mural of the rings.
yeah, which has been taken down
and
now
then
is
painted
a
over in
decrepit black painted wall.
Really?
I remember my beer league team had a chance to play a game there. Well, we ended up playing like 4 or 5 because our league just rented it out as like an everyday thing.
Because it was cheaper than most of the other
Because it
arenas?
honestly was, yeah.
Probably.
And I remember like taking the ice there for the first time. And I was so excited, but it was after the Oilers had gone and like everything in the building is gone, right? So you just kind of like cut out there and you looked at all the empty seats, and it was like an eerie feeling
Yeah.
being down there.
end of the world shit.
Yeah, it was weird. Okay, we have like 90 seconds left in the podcast today.
In the whole thing?
In the whole thing, we're 48 minutes and 30 seconds into this thing. So what I wanted to ask you guys, since it's draft week, I'm a nerd when it comes to like trade rumors and all that. Yes. So I'm going to go around and ask each of you guys, because a week from now,
Well, you could skip me, probably.
After both rounds of the draft, someone's going to be gone. Holland is going to make some move. So who do you think is the Oiler that's most likely to be traded? And I'll start with you, Wanye.
Oh, right off the hop?
Right off the hop. I'll come
Milan
right up.
Lucic. I think he's just going to bite the bullet and get the job done. And if it costs a draft pick and a Pugliarvi or something, I think he's going to do it. I think he's going to make the hard move. It's not his signing anymore. Whereas I think like Chiarelli like had to really defend that in like his big move was Lucic. So that's who I'd pick.
So I can't pick Lucic?
Oh, if you got to take on Luch.
Well, I think my take is just hearing and seeing all the rumors of the Eriksson for Lucic trade, which I'd be comfortable with, or the fact that there's actually been conversations internally in Calgary, as you mentioned, about Neil for Lucic.
Yeah, I mentioned that off air. Elliot Friedman had that in his 31 thoughts that the Calgary Flames had considered moving Neil for Milan Lucic.
I would take that in a fucking second. But anyways, I'll get off the Lucic. I guess I'll probably say Puljujärvi.
Bag milk.
I'm gonna go. I think Lucic does get traded, but I think it's gonna be after the Oilers pay his bonus on July 1st.
Agreed. That will
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he gets a big
jinx,
big old beefy bonus on July 1st.
Well earned, well deserved.
It's like $8 million or something like that. Dropped right into
so
his
like
account.
the cash investment for Lucic after July 1st for his remaining term is like really nominal.
So easier to move.
Yeah, just a bad cap hit.
Yeah, and I'll get it for you exactly here, Chalmers. It is a fresh little. Oh, that's a buyout. An $8 million bonus.
Oh boy!
Thanks. Courtesy of Puckpedia.
Puckpedia.com. I'm going to go ahead and say it is going to be Chris Russell. The Cowboy is going to find a new ranch.
That's too bad.
I just think it's going to be a cap move. They need space, and I think that Chris Russell would actually provide another team with value.
Yep.
They've got left-handed prospects like Caleb Jones that are coming up that need a spot. I think the Cowboys going to be the one to go.
I think that's very logical.
Yeah, Chalmers.
I have absolutely no idea because I don't pay attention.
Just name an Oiler, not
Oilers
name Connor McDavid
in June. Puljujärvi.
Yeah, I think
I believe that he has the most upside for other teams looking at our team. So if I was trying to get a player out of Edmonton, that would probably be the one I would go for because he's a buy low, I think, at this point.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think Puljujärvi does get moved, but I'll say the most likely is Chris Russell. It's tough because of his no movement clause, but I'd agree on Chris Russell. Any closing thoughts, boys?
I like Chris Russell.
I know you like Chris Russell.
Come join us at the draft party this Friday.
Yeah, draft party Friday.
Draft party this Friday. August 29th is going to be the golf tournament as well. So a couple of big dates to put in your calendar, and that's going to do it for us. Nation Real Life episode 126 is done.